To begin the assembly of the Wilson cartridge case trimmer, we must first remove the cutter blade from the bearing, and then one at a time remove under the base screws of the Wilson case trimmer to replace them with the Allen screw that will affix it to the Sinclair bracket. To determine which end of the Sinclair bracket is the top and base, the top will have 3 holes because I have purchased the shark fin that will attach to this hole. This will hold the case in place. And this is the base that has 2 screws which will attach to the 2 screws that are on the Sinclair base. So first, let's remove the first screw from the cutter bearing. And here I have my Chapman toolkit with the correct size blade to fit the underside screw. I'll just carefully remove this. You should always support the bearing, the cutter bearing here with your finger, because it can fall off because you're taking the screw out. And now we want to align it on the Sinclair bracket and feed the Allen screw through it. Once you have it in place, you just want to finger tighten it, because you will be swiveling this trimmer out to remove this base screw. Okay, if we can swivel it out, this is secured into position by finger tightening. We can now remove this base screw, and again supporting the stop screw with your underfinger. And slide it into place. Feed in the Allen screw. By finger tightening. Ensure you have your stop screw attachment in place. And now we have those both finger tightened, and we want to snug them down so that they're a solid fit. So we can turn the unit upside down. Change to the correct size Allen screw set. Sorry. And actually the handle, I won't get in there with a leverage, so I have the little ratchet so I can feed it in. Okay, that's snug. That's snug. And now the trimmer is securely affixed to the bracket. The next step will be to attach it to the Sinclair base. So we remove these 2 screws, which are just finger tightened, and we attach the base to the bracket. So we'll line up the two screw holes. Just finger tighten it. The next one. Finger tighten it. And we need to change the size of the screw head. It's the correct size. Get it into a ratchet. Hopefully we have it the correct way. Just finger tighten it a little bit more. Snug it down, alternate between the screws just to spread the tension. Okay. So that now has the bracket securely affixed to the Sinclair base. It's a good solid form factor so that you can move this around without onto your different tables, different workbenches without being unsteady. If you didn't purchase the Sinclair base and bracket, you could just have the trimmer and affix it into a vise and protect it with a cardboard or some other form of paper or rubber grips in your vise to hold it in place. But as I said, I don't have a vise on my workbench. I prefer the Sinclair trimmer because if I want to move it around the work area, I can do this and it's out of the way. So let's take it back. And now, because I have purchased the shark fin case holder, you can see it's called the shark fin due to its design. It has a nylon fitting in here that when you move it around it stays in place. And this is fixes to the rear of the bracket behind the Wilson trimmer. And it can just screw it in by hand. You can snug it down with a wrench, but I find that a nice tight fit with the hand works perfect. And now it can freely move around. And then we can put back in our cutting blade. You'll note on the cutter that from the Wilson literature that they've designed this as a rect tooth cutter rather than a straight edge cutter to aid faster cutting and less pressure to be applied on the case mouth when cutting. So it just slots in here, and to cut you will work in a clockwise direction. The next step will be to adjust the stop screw back so that we can fit our case holder into place to hold our case, and then we begin measure it up to begin cutting. You will see also on the rear of the Sinclair base they have a number of holes drilled out, and these will be to hold different size of case holders. So here I have the 6.5 by 55, and they're all made to the standard size, so it can slot easily in there for storage. Here you will wonder, what is this acrylic block? This will actually be used to tap your case on into the case holder and for removal. We can show you that on the next step. So just put your tools away, always ensure that you put them in the correct place. These two little screws, they won't be needed unless I ever remove the trimmer from the bracket, which I don't think I will ever do it. And there you have the assembly of the Wilson case trimmer to the Sinclair bracket and the Sinclair base with the optional extra shark fin.